Yes, everyone, how you guys doing today? Nini FC, and tonight, my friends, we are here to watch our first leg affair against FC Copenhagen. Now, we're seeing some really interesting things in the lineup. You guys know I'm an advocate of our academy. You guys know that I'm a big fan. And seeing this lineup today, it makes me feel optimistic. Not here to say that it guarantees us a win today, but I like that the manager is at least utilising the squads. Obviously, we have a big game against Leicester City in the Premier League in the next few days on Sundays, so you need to consider that game, keep some guys fresh for that game in advance, right? But equally, it's still nice to see him turn towards what he has, because when he had a much stronger squad, there was reluctance from Maresca to turn towards that as often, right? So massive opportunities tonight for Tyreek George, who's probably playing down that left side as favourite position, and of course 17-year-old Nshimura Muweka, officially the youngest player to make his debut in European competition in our club's history at 17 years and 136 days. So this is an incredible opportunity for him, but he's been one of the surprise youth players of the season in terms of Maresca introducing him into matchday squads, giving him opportunities earlier against Astana in the Conference League. He has been training quite a lot with the first team as well. So he is one of those guys who I think with the developments he's made physically this season, probably is a lot more ready to try and contribute to the squad compared to many other guys we have in our academy right now. So I'd love to see this kid score today, make some history as the youngest scorer in European competition in our club's history. I think he has big promise. Stylistically, he's in that Aguero mode. Not saying he is Aguero. He's in that mode of striker in terms of the sense that they can create things from nothing, they can combine, they can link up. I feel like they play the game with a bit of ease. If you guys watched my video that I put out not too long ago where I discussed maybe solutions that Maresca can turn towards now that we don't have a striker, I revealed Muweka could be a guy that could really, offer us something and could be a brave choice for Maresca to turn to. So hopefully some of you guys watch that to get a deeper insight into his game. But I'm really interested to see what gets done today. And hopefully Cole Palmer can be a facilitator for this team today. His first game in the Conference League. And hopefully he's the guy supplying some of these men today with some goals, right? But outside of that, man, we're seeing Reece James, who I'm guessing will be continuing to play in midfield. I've been saying for a very long time, I've been wanting to see Reece James inverting. I want to see Reece James show what he can do in midfield, because on paper, he can do what Cucurella provides to the team, right? And I think against Aston Villa, it was a really promising type of combination between himself and Moises Caicedo, where, Reece James was able to show his box-to-box qualities and also his ability past that halfway line, right? He's not just this one-dimensional threat. I've always felt like Reece James is in that Philip Lahm type of mold of fullbacks who are essentially midfield players, right? But they find their freedom playing deeper in wide areas at fullback. I think on paper it makes a lot of sense that Reece James can play there, and hopefully himself and Moises can give us a bit of a combative feel in the midfields. And for that reason, I'm guessing it might be more of a maybe 4-1-4-1 or more like a 4-3-3 in that sense. Obviously, defense is the interesting one. Badiashile, if Cole Palmer is playing on the right wing, that implies that you're going to need Malo Gusto overlapping, bombing down that right flank, moving into that space, which means that our back three is going to shift right. So I'd imagine Tosin will be in the middle, Janaba on the right side, and Badiashile on the left side. Shame for Badia that he's been hit with a few injuries, lost a bit of momentum in the team, showed some promise. There was that one good game he played against Leicester City earlier this season, right, where he was really showcasing his playmaking out from deep, had the most touches in that game, I think, as well, and was a real strong outlet down that left flank. So it's a moment for him, his first game in a long time. Is he rusty? Is he not? We're going to find out. But even though it's not the perfect lineup you're probably expecting to see, based on what we have right now and based on the context of understanding what's ahead of us on Sunday against Leicester City, I think this is a good lineup for Maresca in which he's entrusting his faith in the players he's picked. I don't think they're just playing for the sake of freshening out minutes. There is a degree of merit behind why they've been selected as well tonight, right? So, you know, Tyreek George, can you finally break your deadlock? You recently got your first assist this season for us in the Prem. Can you now get your first goals of the season for the senior team? That's what I want to see. Listen, even though they're young, and I'm going to always have a degree of patience towards these guys and understanding, that doesn't mean that I don't also get that when you're playing for a club like us, you have to try and like take these moments. You have to try and show what you're about, that you can influence the game, that you can add something to the game as well. And I think Tyreek George now has been given the most opportunities out of any academy guy this season. And hopefully now that he's got access to minutes like that, that he has been played, his confidence is higher now, where he can start to really showcase some of the attacking ability that he possesses. So, but I want to see a big game from him, and I'm just excited to see what Mweka does. I feel like we're going to be quite surprised by him, and I feel like a lot of these Twitter guys are getting ready to make a lot of compilations on this kid today, because I feel like he's one of those guys where he'll come in, he's not going to be fazed by the occasion, by playing up front for us. I think that's one of them type of cool characters, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think this kid is fazed by the occasion whatsoever. And I think he's going to surprise. He'll be like an unknown package in that sense. And hopefully he can be like a hidden weapon for us in this team today. So, you know, off the ball at least, you're looking like what, 5 defenders by nature. 6 if you want to include Moses Caicedo. You think to yourself, there's enough defensive strength in this team that can really like accommodate some of the youthful and experience in the team, right? Especially with Cole Palmer making his debut in this competition. So let's see what happens there. Obviously, final point of view too, I want to see big things from Dewsbury Hall. I mean, come on. With all these injuries in the team now, like this is the opportunity he was waiting for. Like alongside guys like Jorgensen and Co, yeah, this is where you have to showcase what you're about and really make these moments matter. You know, I was saying before, listen, a lot of Prem clubs, mid-table and top 10, they were looking at you. They wanted to sign you, so you're not a bad player. But I feel like we haven't really seen enough of Dewsbury Hall right now. I want to see more from him. And tonight it's an opportunity to, you know, really show that he can help us this season, right? Because listen, for all of us, we want to see Conference League bags, and we want to see Champions League returning for next season. We get those 2 things, that's a successful season. Yeah, you guys, apologies if my voice is a little different. You know, I'm still not perfect, still a bit ill. I think a combination of my getting this illness bug from my girl, and yeah, just these airports, man, it's just like a hotbed for flipping diseases and infections and shit like that. You know, people coughing left, right and center. You're always going to get something. But yeah, apologies if I'm not sounding as animated. But hopefully I'll get a bit more animated if some big things happen in this game. But anyway, my guys, the game's about to start anytime soon. I'm going to get ready to get this match timer on screen. And let's hope that we bag a victory in the first leg. I think if we do that, it takes pressure away from us, because maybe in the second leg, we can continue to use a lineup like this, which means that we can allow players to keep their freshness for the Premier League. So this is what I mean. A bit of youth of an experience, but it don't really matter. Like when you're got an opportunity to play, you got to take it with both hands. You got to grasp this opportunity regardless, you know. Perform well against Copenhagen. There's going to be more opportunities coming your way off the bench, and of course continuing in the Conference League, right? So let's see how these men can do things. Anyway, we're taking the kickoff right now, and we begin, my friends. Cole Palmer playing it straight back to Robert Sanchez. The team are moving their lines up right now. Sanchez on the ball, hits it wide to try and play it into the path of Mweka. A bit ambitious, but a bit of heads tennis going on right now. Mweka heads it down, we keep possession in Copenhagen's half, and it's played all the way back now to Robert Sanchez to kickstart a new move. Sanchez on the ball, over the top, and Moises, of course, wins the second ball, plays it into the path of Reece James, who spreads it wide to Malo Gusto, who's playing on the left flank. So Jalaba must be playing on the right flank then. Fair enough. Maybe that makes the most sense then. Flipping out, man. Like, even when you see Maresca's like lineups, right? it's always hard to guess how he's gonna use them. But then when I see how he uses these guys, and it's like the most obvious thing, like why are we like maybe overcomplicating what Maresca has in mind, right? Maybe we should have all guessed that Malo Gusto was gonna play left back in a game like this. Jalabo on the right hand side, and yeah, things make sense that way. Anyway, Badia Chill alongside Torsen. I'm expecting us to dominate possession with these two at the back. And Moyes is, of course, receiving from them. Yeah, let's see what happens here. But I'm curious, like, is it going to be like a pivot of Reece and Moises? Or will it be like maybe Reece a bit deeper and Moises having the license to get forward? Anyway, Malo Gusto, oh, nice bit of skill to get away from his man, but feels a bit of contact in his shin then. And that's a free kick for us. Sipping on that potion, bro. This potion is coconut water. I need the electrolytes right now. So my throat is just feeling a bit mad still, you know? Come on, set piece time, man. Can we bag it? Can we bag the goal in the first 5 minutes? Because teams like Copenhagen, like, you can beat these guys psychologically, right? Because there's pressure on, yeah, they're at home, calm. But there's pressure on them now. They're in front of their fans. And they're playing against a big club like us. So let's see how things go. But anyway, Cole Palmer plays it back to Gusto. He's going to take a shot. Of course he isn't. Of course he isn't. Tyree George on the ball. Shimmy here, shimmy there. Back to Reece. Into the feet of Dewsbury. But then he gets, you know, it's not releasing it quickly enough, you know. Okay, Tosin. So 3 minutes, you know. We haven't really got an understanding of the game just yet. Copenhagen, are they looking to really press the centre-backs that high? Maybe not, but they're looking to maybe stop passes centrally into midfield. So it's going to be key, you know, guys like Palmer dropping into that channel, which we're seeing right now. Same thing for Dewsbury Hall. They're going to be key for us in helping find gaps to play through Copenhagen. Oh, Badia Shig. Great touch by Reece, but he gets brought down. Okay, bit of energy from Copenhagen. Takes a shot early. Deflected in the path of one of their guys. And now they're keeping the ball a bit now. That was interesting that guy looked to take a shot instead of like passing to his guy. Ball in the behind. Trevor Jalaba was able to just put him off a little bit, but the first shot on target comes from Copenhagen. So this is a little indicator that maybe they got some balls in them. Like when there's an opportunity to attack, they are going to put numbers forward. Hopefully this means we can find opportunities in the transition to pick them off. Let's see how it goes. But it does feel like we can't be complacent with our use of the ball tonight. Like we can't be getting lackadaisical. We can't be moving it with no purpose, really slowly. Like guys need to be on point today. So let's see how things go. Anyway, yes, Cole Palmer spreads it wide to Dewsbury. Has a ton of space in that left channel to carry it forward. Who finds Malo Gusto. So, okay, all right. Tyree George is on Reece James with a deep ball. Doesn't find no one though. But it looks like Gusto is looking more like a left winger than anything. So Tyree George is on that right flank. Maybe that's Dewsbury Hall. I don't even fucking know, man. Anyway, Cole Palmer into the feet of Dewsbury. Back to Gusto. Bro, it's an interesting one. I don't know, like, not gonna lie. If you guys were to see my lineup on the screen real quick, hey, I kind of prefer my balance, to be fair, you know? Like, if I'm gonna be seeing guys like Gusto getting forward, I want him to be, like, making third-man runs to support the play. Not be this like Jadon Sancho guy on the left flank, because I mean, maybe he'll prove me wrong and he'll score a goal today, which, yeah, that'll be an absolute miracle. But obviously, let's see how it goes. We could win this game 3-0 in the end. There's always going to be little moments of the game where, you know, it's looking a bit interesting. But we'll find out what the utility was of Gusto playing left wing and not playing on the right. We're going to see why Tyree George on the right is better than the left-hand side. We're going to learn these stuff after the game. Okay, Gusto's got a lot of the ball so far. First 5 minutes. Cutting inside. Okay. Moises. Nah, bro. You should have taken it early if you wanted to. See, no one's on the right then. Ball's getting past in the middle again. Really congested. There should have been a natural guy just making that third man run down the right sides. Sometimes, like, when the balance ain't perfect, I feel like it can force our football to be a bit too congested, a bit too narrow. I don't want it to be too narrow, you know? Anyway, Tosin. It's getting a bit slow now. Back to Drev. Back to Tosin again. Trying to force Copenhagen to come out. But these teams don't take the bait that easy. Anyway, Reece James on the ball. Good. First time Tyreek finally found. But now he's found, he's got to play it backwards. Unless, yeah, he's playing it safe. Dewsbury Hall. Gusto. Jaden Gusto. Reese. But again, like, you got this great crossing. Who's going to be on the far side taking advantage of these balls? Unless they're timing their third man runs in behind perfectly to receive it. This is the only thing, you know. I hope it won't be one of those games where everything is ball to feet. Yeah. Everything's ball to feet. And we just kind of kill our own possession play. Because everyone's in uncomfortable positions, everyone's passing inside, everyone's moving inside, and no one's making those flipping runs to stretch the play. Like, sometimes I think, like, you guys, you've been players for your whole lives. Can't you just use your brain sometimes? If the manager says do X, Y, Z, don't you have the instinct to be like, actually, you know what, let me actually just make this run, because this is going to help the move right now. Like, there's a reason why teams like Real Madrid exist, where players have more focus and they're not so system reliant, because they have the football brain naturally to know, you know what, I don't need a manager to teach me how to move on and off the ball. I already know how to do that quite well, actually. It's just interesting that I don't think the Madrid players are that unique. They're the only guys that can do that. But I'm just making this point because a lot of times when you see game plans not being perfect, I just think, can't the players like use their brain sometimes just to try and like make sense of the system a bit better? You know, again, it's just like early observations, early thoughts. I'm just hoping that it won't, like, what was the game last time that we played where, like, for the first half, was it like Morecambe? No, what was that game where Tosin scored 2 goals outside the books? Bro, what was the opposition we played against? Was it Wickham? Bro, how am I forgetting right now? In the FA Cup. Who the hell did we play in that FA Cup game again? I think it was Morecambe, right? I just remember that first half being hella slow because everything was going inside. And the game didn't open up until players move into their better positions. Anyway, Palmer's dropped to that right channel. Superb ball, but to who? To who? Who's that really finding? It's more like speculative compared to being like an actual dangerous ball that's going to unlock something. Maybe I'm being a bit cynical. I'm sure all of us here watched that Paris Saint-Germain Liverpool game. Paris Saint-Germain, yeah, I tweeted this out, I think last month. I was like, what Paris Saint-Germain are doing is what we were hoping to do with like a similar type of youth model, right? Where it's like you're going for a type of player that isn't necessarily the most physically like imposing type of team. They might be imposing with their intensity, but not the most physically imposing, because the idea is for the football and the technical aspects to shine through, you know. I think Paris Saint-Germain can get away with that because they maybe have better offensive players. I think like when you have actual wingers that can take their man on consistently, create havoc, shoot with either feet, little aspects like that, alongside having like super pacey fullbacks in Hakimi and Mendes, you're going to be able to rotate, you're going to be able to move into spaces, you're going to be able to play with a lot more fluidity in what we're doing. Like, actually, we showcase fluidity, but not like consistently on the level of like a Paris Saint-Germain right now, you know? But, yeah, I'm talking about other things outside of this game because realistically, what is there to really comment on in the first 10 minutes so far? Things are looking very much in front of Copenhagen right now. I'm not really seeing too much movement. Okay, Tyreek George makes a run, but to who? Instead, the pass is going to be to Jalaba, who's pushed up the field now. Plays it back into Moises. Back to Badia Shield. It feels just very slow right now at the moment. See, and then what? The ball goes to Gusto. No, it won't this time. It goes back inside yet again. Like, where's like the little 1-2s? Where's guys coming towards the ball and then someone making the third man running behind? Like, that's the type of relation and stuff I want to see. Anyway, Palmer, again, nice little speculative pass. Really unfortunate then. But I'm hoping the game plan isn't just Palmer doing, you know, like Ozil balls all game long. Not seeing Mueka really get too involved in the ball. You know, I'm not really seeing him drop too deep. He seems to be occupying defenders more. I know it's at the first like 12 minutes. I'm not like getting too carried away, but equally, you know, we've seen a million of these games before, right? And I'm hoping that it won't be one of those games where the possession football just kind of frustrates and we don't do much with it. Anyway, Reece, yeah, does well to keep that. Plays it back to Trev. Tosa now is looking to carry up, plays into the path of Moises. Okay, 1-2 incisive vertical passes. Gusto, left wing, what's he going to do? What's Gusto going to flip and do, mate? Okay, takes it back outside. Left foot cross, gets blocked. I wonder how Gusto feels like he's playing. He's got to like play on the left side and use his left foot, you know? When this guy was actually looking hella promising last season. I don't know, like, I don't know. Like, you're telling me that you just couldn't have Gusto on the right even. Like, bro, even if you're going to have Gusto playing as a winger, why can't he be on the left side? And why can't Tyree George just be on the left-hand side, you know? Like, I mean, let's see. Maybe we'll bag a goal soon and I'm going to look like an idiot. But fair enough, you know? Okay, back inside. Gusto makes a run, but again, makes a run for no reason. Badia wasn't in sync to play the ball over the top. So that move dies, and it's just going back inside again. Okay, Palmer. Can he combine a bit with Tyreek? Nope, he brings it back inside for no reason then. No reason at all. But can we win the possession back? Palmer. Oh, that's a nice speculative effort again, to be honest with you. That was a decent attempt from Palmer. That's a decent attempt, to be fair. Like, he didn't go for like a classic type of laces smash, but more like a, you know, more of a precision type of effort then. Gusto gone down again. Yo, let's hope that... Oh, don't tell me this guy's coming off, man. Flipping hell. But chat, man, what are you guys saying about this game so far? What's everyone's thoughts right now? Not the most exciting start. Not the most exciting start. Yes, Carlos, what's good, bro? Yes, my guy, how you doing, man? Yeah, as you can tell, I'm still a little bit under the weather, bro. Still not like perfect at the moment. Okay, wasting time. What the F are these tactics? I mean, listen, I feel like Maresca has these moments sometimes where he's just kind of overcoaching the thing, you know what I mean? Just kind of doing the most a little bit more than he have to. Like, sometimes, I don't know, like, you know what? In a perfect world, yeah, you'd probably fuse Pochettino and Maresca. Certain games where player quality can just shine against teams like this, cool. You know, I don't have to, like, worry too much about the tactics, you know what I mean? Other games where you need a bit more, cool, Maresca shines. Listen, overall, there's been moments where he hasn't been great, but he's also shown a lot of promise at the same time, Enzo. So I don't really have anything too negative to say about him. And there's nothing that I can really just like, you know, like other managers like a Conte, for example, or even like a Tuchel, where you suss them out eventually, and then you can see what the limits are or like what they're not willing to do, you know? But Maresca, you know, at this stage of the season, I can't confidently tell you like what his limits are just yet. So, you know, that's why I'm not so harsh on him. Because, again, if it wasn't working in the first half, like at the moment, it's looking a bit flat first 50 minutes. We've seen him change things up in the second half, and he's you know, a bit bold when it comes to just making a decision to try and turn things around. He's not looking to take it to the 60th minute and shit to force stuff. So let's see how things go. But at the moment, it just feels like, come on, Enzo, bro. Put Gusto on the right side, for God's sake. Play Tariq on the flipping left, man. You know what I mean? Like, push men forward a little bit. Get guys on their stronger foot. Like, everything's going inside, inside, inside. You know? Get Muerka, come on. Drop a bit deep, boy. Like, try and link up. Try and get involved in the game. It just feels like, what is the point? It's just like you're keeping the system for what? Anyway, Copenhagen with a rare attack in our half. Receive into the feet of one of their guys. But like when they're on the ball, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 8 Copenhagen players then. We're looking to quickly try and force something in our box then. They're not afraid to push men forwards when it comes to trying to find a goal. And they're playing quick passes. Look at the third man movement they're looking to try and find us out with. I don't know. I just feel like we could showcase more of that sometimes. Okay, Palmer cuts inside. Cool. Who's he playing it to? Stupid pass again from Palmer. Come on, man. Like, please, bro. You don't do the Steven Gerrard thing. Please. I love you to death. You're a world-class player. But, bro, don't always force the Hollywoods now. Please. Do not do a Steven Gerrard. Because so again, like the third time this guy's been clattered to the floor, man. Okay, Moises, who's he found? No one. Even then, look, you guys have seen the centre backs. Why can't Jalabert just be like, fuck it, let me just get further forward? Like, is it going to kill anyone? If like one of the wide centre backs is like, you know what? If I push up 25 yards on the right side to receive, oh shit, something might happen here. But they're just so like comfortable just staying in their positions, right? Like, I don't get it. Like, I just, that's the dumb shit. Where is it the players just being like annoying? Or do they have to stay in their position at all times? Because I just think like, if Jalabert moved up 20 yards on the right, there's all that space that no Copenhagen players there. You could be fucking carrying that and receiving, no? Like, am I making sense? Or am I just sounding like some nerds, armchair fan loser? Like, I don't know. You guys let me know. Okay, Copenhagen, another quick attack. Okay, are they going to get the second shot on goal? They're looking to force things, and they're playing quickly to try and create opportunities. But that's good play by flipping Moises. And that's our ball again. Just tuned in. What's the lineup, legends? Here's the lineup on screen, bro. I'm just putting it on for you if you can see. Obviously, Muerka up front. Now, the position of these guys, I've got completely wrong. I can probably try and switch things up a little bit now, because I think Maresca kind of spun all of us in terms of his ideas in this game today. But, like, offensively, this is what he's looking to do. Let me just try and, like, convert things so we can just see all the nonsense even more. Like, bro, I just don't get it sometimes. Badia, yeah. Okay. Okay, Reese. Let's not really get it, mate. Not really getting things, lads. Not fucking getting things, mate. My God, Gusto, man. What a season he's having. Like, when you're a player sometimes, you must get a bit pissed when you're like looking on the team sheet and you're like, the manager's using me left wing. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, Chelsea sending all these guys about the project, the vision. And then the vision is you're playing left winger. Yo, Enzo, man, second half, we're going to have to switch things up, my guy. You're going to have to switch things up very quickly because this is looking flat, mate. This is looking flat, lads. Come on, man. Maybe I'm lacking a bit of patience because I'm still like a bit ill. So it's like I'm suffering for what? But I'm there with the boys on the field at least, right? We're suffering together. Oh, one of you centre-backs, bro. If this was Tuchel, I'd be telling one of you guys to get your asses up the field past the halfway line. Like, don't pussy out, for God's sake, man. Step up if there's space, for God's sake. Badia, ball over the top. Oh, the first, like, ball over the top finds who? Anyway, Mueka on the ball, wins a free kick. He doesn't. But try and find this kid up front, man, please. Like, give this kid a chance, man. But like, playing this way, like, no strikers getting opportunities, realistically, you know? It's like we're not really playing to create nothing. This vision is tappy ball, yeah. Kevin, we're moving like a Serie A team, yeah. We're just flat, man. Just unnecessarily tactical. Maybe, but it's weird, because, like, obviously, we see games like this, but then equally, we see the other games like Bournemouth or the more open-end games, probably, which we have been seeing under Maresca this season. It's not just been one style. Is he trying to be like the, like, perfect infusion of, like, a bit of Serie A and a bit of Prem? I mean, listen, I still feel like there's a lot more to come from Maresca's ideas in football, for sure. And he hasn't just been this, like, one-dimensional type of guy, you know? So, like I was saying, I thought this guy some grace because he does switch it up. And listen, if it's not working this half, I think we can all confidently know that he's going to switch it up second half. He's not going to waste time doing that. But the only thing I could see that could elevate the system a little bit, fucking hell, Gusto is just out here suffering today, man. What is this defending? Yeah, see, do you think it's because this guy's so used to, like, playing everything on his right foot that, like, he's putting his body angles are all kind of weird, right? He's like attempting all these interceptions and shit in, like, the complete wrong body position, because it's like how did he feel something then? I know that he's probably felt a little bit of something, right? But I just think to myself, bro, like, but could he not just use this flipping guy in his natural position on the right? Like, oh, you know, like, could we not have mitigated Gusto now getting a tweak and injury because he's just playing his normal game, bombing up and down the field? Like, what is the reluctance when you're against Copenhagen? Because he played against them with Man City 2.5 years ago. Like, come on, my guy, please, Maresca. Listen, I get he's still young, he's still growing and shit, but gotta be a bit bold sometimes. Sometimes it's not that complicated, man, you know? Like, do you think, does that make sense? Like, every time he's on the ball, it's like he's not receiving with his left foot because he doesn't have that. You know what I mean? So every tackle, every interception, every ball being received, it's like he's always at some weird body position before he touches the ball. And is that why he's, like, aggravated himself for no reason? I mean, you could have just flipping used Cucurella from the start to keep things real, you know? Fucking hell, man. So is it going to be Cucurella left wing now? That's going to be an interesting one. Dewsbury Hall, that's it, man. Championship stuff. Championship stuff, mate. That's yours. Oh, no one had the composure. Let's bring that down. What's this? Oh, the referee called it. That's why. Okay, I'll take that back. Wouldn't Gusto and James swap bit possession? Yeah, or maybe just don't use one of these guys on the fight as a left back. What about that genius idea, you know? Don't use one of these guys there. Like, would it have even hurt us if Badia had to just step up a little bit, you know? Like, come on, man. Tyree George not in the game. No one in the game. Like, play this guy on the left, man, you know? His best position. Come on, like, spread. One of you centre-backs, push a bit further up, man, you know? Yeah, okay, the same move. Do we get it right this time? Of course we don't get it right this time, man. Eye of the needle stuff. Eye of the needle stuff, man. It's like, you know, you play a style of football, it's like you're overcomplicating the stuff. Like, when you see how other teams play, like, you know, like those little bait moves every team has. You know, I feel like as a football club, we rarely ever execute these bait moves as good as other teams do. Like, when Liverpool score and teams like this score, is it like from some, like, 4D chess football that you've never seen before? Like they're doing some absolute madness that's just like completely blowing like what's left of your synapses. And you're like, raw, like I'm in the future watching this football. No. Sometimes the game's not that complicated. It's not all the time, you know. Like I just don't see how we're gonna create anything realistically. From the first 5 minutes, I was like, don't be one of these games. Like what, 20 minutes in, more of the same shit, man. Okay, Palmer cuts inside, stupid ball over the top. Oh. Yeah, but bro, I'd rather see Ben play left wing. Probably you would. Like, bro, I was actually even thinking that, you know, like originally I wanted to do like a video, which I actually worked on, saying why like a wing-back system could make sense. But then crucial to that was going to be the surprising decisions to keep Ben Chilwell in the squad. I just think, like, would it have hurt us to have kept him? This is what actually baffles me. It just felt like there was no real need to force him out in the manner we did, when we could probably have used him still, realistically. And at least with the game time he's getting, that's going to engineer his move in January maybe, or the summer window, no? Like, it just felt a bit weird. It felt a bit weird. Bro, Aussie, how are we not 4-0 up yet? Oh, that's sarcasm, yeah? Okay, ball through the lines. Muaka, can he just Muaka something from nothing? Come on, give this kid a chance, man. Bro, sometimes I feel sorry for like young Chelsea strikers, because when you play, you just play in these types of dead games where no one's creating for you. You're by yourself. You're isolated. There's no combinations. There's nothing, man. There's nothing at all. You're just out here suffering in the system and praying that something falls your way. And then what's going to happen is he'll probably get a chance that he should score from, but he's not going to score from it, because where did the other shots come from him to have his confidence in game? Like nowhere. And then we're going to say he's overrated, because why is he not scoring that? I'm sounding cynical. Maybe it's just the illness, you guys. I'm not always as cynical, but it's just like, come on, man, please. I'm not even feeling great and I'm doing this. And it's just like, just give me something to enjoy, man. Come on. Come on, come to life. Someone do something, bro, please. Just something. Maybe you guys in the chat can keep me a bit entertained right now, because the team ain't doing it right now, man. Ben was good. Yeah, I mean, listen, even if he fell off, if that's the argument people want to make, he didn't fall off that bad that you couldn't have even used his ass once or twice, you know? I mean, come off it, man. Like games like this where you could have actually maybe been an option, instead of Gusto injuring himself playing left wing. 2 outlets in the field and they're not playing right back. Exactly. Like, bro, you have to understand this. Like, you know, I still feel like Maresca hasn't. Again, I get the difficulties. This is why I'm not too harsh. I feel like with a guy like Enzo, give him a squad that's in his image, you're going to see a lot of things make sense that aren't always making sense. Because like when the players are about, things make a bit more sense compared to when certain guys aren't about, right? But equally, I was saying this before we hired him as a manager, I felt like there was going to be some adaptation, because I've always spoken about the idea of the inverted fullback. Like on paper, it makes sense, but can it be the consistent weapon of choice you're turning to all the time? Certain games, for me, I think it can be a good big game tactic, you know, but you need to make sure that you can have a presence to nullify the opposition's counter-attack, a bit more defensive solidity when it comes to nullifying the opposition's counter-attack and stuff like that, having more men in the field, having a bit more balance. I think inverted style system can work like wonders as a big game tactic for sure. But certain games, you don't have to use it for guys like Copenhagen, in my opinion. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to. And I think, I don't know, is it the fact that because the inverted thing's not being mastered. It's hard for him. He doesn't want to like overcomplicate the squad by switching tactics and ideas. I don't know if that's even the right thing for me to be saying, because we have seen other games, like remember Crystal Palace when Gusto was just bombing down as a right fullback. So we've seen that. But yeah, I just felt like this was a game today where you had to just kind of keep it a little bit simple, to be fair. You didn't have to overcomplicate things with this inverted shit, to be honest with you. Like, there's just no utility to what we're doing. The attack is non-existent, yeah? The guys are isolated. We're just keeping possession, treat possession for no reason, just so it can go backwards again. It's not offering anything at all. And it feels like it didn't have to be by design. It didn't have to be this way right now. I'm hoping, knowing flipping Enzo, that second I was thinking, you know what? You know, I mean, I'm sorry, whatever he's saying in Italian. You know what I mean? Sorry, let's pattern these guys up now. Let's revert back to type. Because it's just like, bro, it's not that complicated, man, for God's sake. Oh, is he going to score? Oh, Moises, bro. Suffering on the field, man. Suffering. What a block from Moises. Did he call that for offside? Yeah, I don't have the actual volume on for this. Yeah, offside, cool. But Moises, man, should he have to be like busting his guts to prevent shots like this in a game like this today? Like, does he have to be doing the most like that? Like he's playing in the Prem? Fucking hell, man. Yeah, offside. But they'll catch this out eventually. Like, they've been the only team that's had a little bit of purpose, you know? But we guys saying, yeah, GL Don. We should be playing 3-1-6. Maybe. I think it feels like we're kind of doing something like that, but it's not really doing anything, to be honest with you. I'm seeing flipping Caicedo receiving in the base quite a lot. But you see what I mean here? Like, look at the back three. Can't Jalabi be like, fuck it, let me just step forward a bit, receive a bit more wider, and hopefully stretch the game, stretch their press a little bit, you know? It's just like they just stick in their positions. They don't really do anything else, really, do they? They're just sticking in their positions, playing shitty tactics football. It's not that, like, come on, man. Come on. Oh, what's Buweka supposed to do with that? Even if he received it, there was no one near him, like 30, 40 yards. There's no brother near him at all. It's just like, use your brains, players, please, please. Don't force the system. Don't beg the system too hard. Don't hide behind the system. Don't hide behind the system like you can't use your brain to, yeah? Kevin, we started the season with the bloated squads, now playing players out of position, exactly. But even then, bro, we didn't have to be using Gusto at left wing and shit like that. Tyree George on the right by himself, you know. Palmer's not even looking to pass the ball to this kid. Every time Palmer receives, he's taking it back inside and just attempting a stupid pass all the time, which is starting to annoy me now. Okay, Palmer, you have support. Okay, no, you don't want to use it. Back inside again, cool. But it feels like you're just keeping three guys at the back in case of that one rare counter-attack. Have a bit of balls, you know. I don't think we need these guys to beg staying in their positions all the time. Like, I remember under Tuchel, bro, you would see Rudiger on the left get forward. You would even see Trevor Chalobah. You'd see the wide guy get forward a bit past the halfway line, you know. Like, you might have to do something brave, you know. If you're worried about the attacking play, maybe Reece James has to move to the right. Maybe you risk playing Amugu alongside Moises. You can't, this system don't work when you're doing fuck all in the wide areas. Let's keep it real. Like, where's the penetration coming from when the width doesn't exist and isn't being used? Like, look, stupid balling behind. Is Cucurella Nuno Mendes? Is he Balde? Is he Gareth Bale? Yeah, he kind of just intends to eat his way into forcing something then. Fair enough. But that's what I mean, bro. Like, when it comes to trying to find a different way to play through Copenhagen out wide, you know, I'm seeing just crazy runs like Cuckoo having to, like, start playing rugby to try and win possession down that side. Like, it's not really making that much sense, is it? Just like zero. And every fucking... I need to stop swearing. Every flipping game where we don't use the width, we play shit and we don't get results. It happens time and time again. Copenhagen are throwing men forward now. Back inside, our turn to keep possession. But do we even have like a counter-attacking threat? That's what we're even lacking right now, to be honest. Come on, step forward, engage him. Engage him, stop the pass coming in. Come on, Trev. Was that Tosin? I even know. I think I was Tosin. But you know, I mean, where's the aggressiveness? Like, get in his face. Like, close the pass down. You know? Like, everyone's just not even playing properly. It's like everyone's playing like the life's been sucked out of them. Oh, no. Yes, Sanchez. He's on his toes at least. Good goalkeeping, Sanchez. Little Cruyff turns against us. Back outside again. Ball inside the box. Good lords, man. No threat. I'm sorry, bro. Like, it didn't have to be this way this half. You didn't have to over tactics and stuff. I'm sorry. You didn't have to do that. Like, would it have killed us to have Cole Palmer playing with his body in Gusto? Like, we was doing that against Aston Villa. I could have sworn to you 2 games ago we was doing it against Aston Villa with Gusto bombing down that right side, and Palmer was playing these passes in behind. Like, why kill the outlet? You know, why kill the outlet in the team? You could have just played Tyreek on the left. Like, what was the issue? You got Badia behind, for God's sake. What was the fear or the utility in this decision? Bro, like, I wish sometimes these journalists can like really press the manager to figure out, okay, what was the half-time plan? Like, no, actually give us an answer, because you're looking kind of like an idiot right now, to be honest. I know I'm sounding rude. It's definitely the illness and the lack of patience right now. But yeah. I've had nothing to note about this game right now other than what we're not doing. Okay, nice ball in behind to Palmer. This impossible football again. Is that the only way we look to play through Copenhagen? The centre-backs having to play like a 50-yard line breaker. Like, come on, man. This is like stupid stuff, man. Okay, Palmer, do you know Tyreek exists? You can use him. You can play pass and go with him. You can do that sometimes, you know. Why are you doing this to me tonight, man? Someone drift, like, because you know what the space is, like, you know, like on the outside, like where Palmer is right now. Like, I feel like we why don't we ever exploit that type of space enough? Like, why don't we exploit that space enough? Like, we could exploit that by having one of the wide centre backs pushing into that space. We can exploit that. You know what I like to even see sometimes? If you want to play this way, you have to overload one side to free up the other side. Like, there's just little principles like that. Like, everyone's just sticking in their positions only. This is why everything's coming back inside, left, right, and centre. But we're not shifting blocks. We're not moving Copenhagen. We're not doing nothing. But there's little solutions like that. You want to play this boring possession stuff, cool. Overload one side, focus play there, quickly find an outlet down the other side. Is it that hard? I don't know, man, because obviously these guys have been training for time for this game, right, in preparation. Like, what was the preparation? Is this part of the game plan, maybe? Like, first half we're going to frustrate them, we're going to tire them out. Second half we're going to like switch it up and we're going to attack them in behind. Could that be how is that how managers think? I'm outside, remember. I'm just a fan observing what I see. I don't know everything. Let's keep it real. Is that how these guys actually think and see the game? Where it's like, you know what? I want us to conserve our energy. We're going to play a boring half. Just keep possession. We're going to tire them out. Second half, boys, wrap the game up. You know what I mean? Is that how these guys move? I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm just trying to see like the light at the end of the tunnel with this first half performance, to be honest with you. But this is like, you got 2 youth guys on the pitch, yeah, barely touching the ball. Cucurella doing Marcos Alonso things, my lord. But yeah, 2 youth guys. It's just like, okay, we're playing a type of football where it's like, if you didn't want to use these youth guys or you don't trust them, this is how you play to mitigate any weaknesses you feel they might have. Not even like playing a type of ball that will let them shine or show anything. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean. Sometimes it's like how we play and do things. It's like you can have all the best players in the world, but it's not going to do nothing, realistically. Not when you're playing like this, when there's no movement, when there's no relationism, when there's like nothing. Inside again. Oh, fuck me, man. Tosin, take a shot. Reese. And they're doing it on purpose now, aren't they? Like, they're doing it on purpose. All these back, like, what? It's like 10 backwards passes in like 30 seconds. Is this the way we're going to play? This is crazy. This is the way to break down Copenhagen. Crazy stuff, man. Come on, Dewsbury, outside the boot, mate. I'm just like imagining stuff I want to see. Fuck me. Oh my guy, you don't just, brother. Just, you know, games like this, you don't even have to play football. Just pass the move. That's all you got to do tonight. Keep your energy for Leicester, bro. Like, please. Come on, Cole. Insides. Back to Moises. Dewsbury Hall. You know how many like failed passes have gone to this guy? Bro, I was getting these passionate insults against myself, and I was like, why are we going for Dewsbury Hall and you got Conor Gallagher? And guys were telling me, oh, Nini, are you crazy? He's got the same energy, but he's technically stronger and he knows Beresca's system. I was like, do you think that's going to make a difference when he comes to play for us? You know? Crazy. Like, if anything, he should be the most confident guy, realistically, because he knows the patterns and routines and the bullshit, right? We are playing for a draw. Maybe taking it back home to the bridge. Like, why? You know? Fans got to pay so much money just to watch the game. I'm sorry, I can't be accepting coaches treating the fans this way, as if that the money and time means nothing. Nah. I can't accept that, bro. I really can't accept that. You're telling me you're going to waste my time because you're purposely playing for a draw against Copenhagen. Don't piss me off, man. Fuck me, Reece James. Just watching my captain just force to play passes backwards 24/7. That's all he's doing in midfield, you know. Back to the defenders. This is what you're doing with my captain, Reece James, tonight. Enzo, please. Second half's got to be a big switch up. And you can't just be switching it up because you're going to bring on Nkunku or something. That's bullshit, man. You didn't have to play this way this half. Oh, fuck me. This is awful stuff, bro. This is awful. This is diabolical football. Please, ref, don't be giving 2 minutes at a time, 3 minutes at a time. Please. Literally 4 seconds. That's it. The whistle's over now. Please. Blow the whistle. 2 minutes. Oh. I wonder how many backwards passes we played today. This is like probably the most this entire season, realistically, you know. Anyway, Badia. But it's, fuck me, man. It's like 10 men behind the ball. Palmer just spamming the same move, doing nothing with it. Ignoring Tyreek again. I thought he was actually going to pass him that one time, and he still did it to it. Crazy stuff, man. Fucking hell. This is becoming like a parody now at this point, you guys. It's just like all this work rate and busybody football just to like do nothing with the ball realistically. And it's gone backwards. We're going further back and back now. Bro, this is nuts. Back again. Oh, no, I went forward this time. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh, it finally found Kukurea. Let's get it. Come on, Cuckoo. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Back again. Is it going to go back? Of course it's going to go back. Of course it's going to go back. Moises. Forward. Dewsbury Hall, man. I feel for this guy. Like, it's like you're also like set to fail by design too. Reese, can you just blast it? Can someone just do fucking something, man? Please. Left foot, Reese James crosses now. Oh. Finally, the whistle has been blown. The whistle has finally been blown. The worst half this season. The worst half of football we've seen this season. This was a low. I'm not going to lie, man. This half was a big low. Like, I was hoping I'd be watching this game and I would be feeling less ill because this was a distraction I've been looking forward to today, to try and take my mind off being sick, you know? And it's just making me feel even worse. How am I feeling worse compared to how I felt before this game started? This is mad. This is mad. Yeah, one of the most boring halves we have seen. The most boring half of football this season. This is just like what was, there was just no need for it really. You know, Maresca, like, why are you playing Gusto left wing? Like, you guys seeing like the nonsense with the lineup today? Like, why? Like, why was this the case? Like, realistically, like, why? You're telling me even with these talents, we even saw Tyreek George playing up front to replace Neto in the last game, no? We saw that in it. We saw him playing up front even. You couldn't even use that kid there just to try and test him there again. Mwaka could have been playing as a cam. You could have had Palmer on the right-hand side. You could have had flipping Reece James. Hey, Reece, I want you to make these little overlaps on outside, yeah? You're going to play a bit different. We don't need to have 3+2 against Copenhagen today, yeah? But no, everything's in the middle. And I got my outlet and flipping Kukurea and Gusto. And I mean, come on, man. Please, come on. Like, respect the fans, you know, like respect the fans a bit more. Respect the fans a bit more. Like, I'm sorry. There's just no football sense behind this lineup or decisions we saw in the first half. And I don't get why you'd want to waste the half for no reason, where you're not testing the keeper, not asserting yourself, not doing nothing. Like, we're not in a position where ideally we want to be fighting it out back at Stamford Bridge for what? Really? For what? Realistically, why? We'll look back at this game. If we don't get a result today, we'll be like, why did we waste our time for 90 minutes playing stupid football with these dumb decisions? Like, honestly. You know? It's just like there's like no relationism. There's no player understanding. I don't know what Palmer's doing in this game today. Just forcing his own thing, looking like you got the Steven Gerrard mindset in this game. Maybe one pass play to Tyreek this entire game. I'm actually even feeling sorry for Dewsbury Hall. Like, because again, all these passes all these like 40-yard line breakers you're receiving, you're receiving them like the shittest possessions, right? You're receiving them and you've got two guys on you, for God's sake. So even if you keep the ball, what is then the next course of action? What do you then do with it next? Because there's no one near you. There's no one making runs off you. There's F4 happening. You guys, I need to hear your thoughts and opinions, man. I'm actually getting a bit confused with what I'm seeing. I'm actually getting a bit confused, bro. It's not making much sense. Let me replace Gusto. Let me make it a bit more even. Kukurea, he's now doing the Jadon Sancho role. Like, bro, sometimes I even feel for the wingers sometimes. I know we were sticking it on Sancho for kind of not stepping up. But like a lot of us have said, when you're playing a winger for us in certain games like this, and you got two guys against you all the time, like, what realistically can you do? You know what I mean? Like, come on. But yeah, you guys, let's kind of, you know, share our pain of this half together now. I'm sure you guys are just as annoyed as I am, realistically. I know you guys are pissed right now. Bino Pinto, bloody joke. Guys didn't want to score. They didn't want to do F4, my guy. Brownie, it's an absolute joke that they're not taking this game seriously. I blame the coach when you're doing unserious things like Gusto left wing. What's that communicating on field, right? Like, even if you're Cole Palmer, your instinct is to cut inside. You're cutting inside to feed who, bro? Like, you're not going to play no switch ball because no one's there to take advantage of it. We would have still played a shit half, but we would have at least had more half chances if Gusto was on the right side, Tyreek George was on the left, and we didn't force the negativity for no reason. That's how I see it. Hamza, Reese is wasted in midfield. He is backwards, James. Everything backwards. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why did the build-up play have to be? You're only allowed to play through the middle. I don't get that. Do we have to do that, bro? Like, we've seen games like Palace, right? Remember that Palace game where we were like first half using natural fullbacks getting forward? Like, what stopped us doing that today, realistically? You know, and maybe you're then spinning the opposition because they're not preparing for that plan. They're preparing for this plan, right? They're preparing for the inverted nonsense. Like Maresca, the inverted thing is not a waste of time, but keep it for the big games. Yeah, it's a big game tactic. It's not making sense against opposition that don't care to press you. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And even if you want it to make sense, you're making it senseless by killing the width, by killing the wide threat we have, with these silly decisions. You know, I mean, come on, man, come on. Like, if you're gonna play this way, you don't need the centre backs sticking in their positions. Yeah, Badia Chill, get past the halfway line, combine, play closer to the midfield, play closer to the winger if the ball's on the left. But you do the same thing on the right hand side. But nah, instead, these guys are just like a three by themselves here. You know what I mean? A three by themselves. Like three, there's two. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm playing at right now. I'm losing my mind. Letho, bro, hear me out. We're not a possession-based team. Get us an attacking 4-3-3 coach and we cool. Maresca out, bro. I hear you guys, but I'm at a point right now where realistically, no manager is going to be able to make anything out of this team. Maresca was hired. Why? Because the inverted stuff does what? It allows the record signings and Moises and Enzo to be the key players and play their best football. And we can't say that they haven't had key seasons. But then again, football, life, you know, so you give a little, you know, if you want to take a little, you have to give a little. That's just the balance of how things work. And sometimes it does take away from other threats we could have. Now, in a perfect world, you mitigate this by having maybe 3 different ways of playing. You know, sometimes you're using overlapping fullbacks. Sometimes you're using the width. Sometimes using inverted fullbacks. In a perfect world, I feel like Maresca could maybe hack that because throughout the season, we've seen many examples of each style being used and offering something. So I can't ignore things that I've discussed in detail before and mentioned. But yeah, I just felt like, again, you're looking at the limitations in the squad and you're doing this thing lots of Chelsea managers end up doing. You're letting the pressure take over. You're not thinking clearly. You're not being brave. Like, you're basically saying, you know what, you guys, I don't rate you on the field. This is why we're playing this way. You can't be doing that, man. I'm sorry. Like, if you're using these guys, let them play their game. Let them force the moments. Let them play to their instincts. Let them play to their best. Don't overcomplicate it with nonsense that you don't have to do. Yeah, it actually makes everyone worse. It don't make any sense. But I've got a super chat here, Jaden. Thank you for that, bro. Appreciate it. Sack this ball throw before the second half starts. Fair enough. I mean, I can see why some of you guys are like tired of it. Fair enough, fair enough. 2 months ago, you guys weren't saying this, keeping it real. But like, for myself, I'm just past this whole thing of there's a manager out there that will come here and make sense of things. No, no, no. Like when every manager has a fucking issue, it tells you. It's just the hierarchy. And until a manager is fully supported with their ideas of having a squad in their image, nothing will make a difference. I mean, look at the last guy, Luis Enrique, prime example. Last season, Paris Saint-Germain fans were saying, get this Spanish guy out of the football club. We don't like how we're playing, blah, 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 blah. But no, they stuck with him. They've backed him. And look at the upgrade you're seeing in the football right now, you know? Look what you... This is how... That's the principle of how football works. And I keep saying, being a Chelsea fan, we love the idea of these managers more than the reality of what having these managers entails, you know? Like, if you're going to be going for these, like, unique guys and you don't want to fully back their uniqueness to the max, you're wasting everyone's time, you know? And I'm sorry, like, you sacked Maresca, who you guys turning towards? Because Xabi Alonso ain't going to come here. And do what? With who? With what type of players? You know what I mean? That's another guy that you have to back and sell a lot to then... you know, make sense of his ideas. Like, bro, like, I don't even have, it's not even me defending Maresca because I love this guy and I've got a photo of him on my wall. It's not even about that. It's just simply the fact that, you know, I've been down this road so many times as a fan that I feel like I'm just seeing things for what they are. I'm seeing things for how they get to this point. And it's like, until the hierarchy's decisions like change a bit, until we realize that if you want to have any success with any manager, Maresca, new manager, anyone, there's got to be a better balance between the directors and the manager's needs. And since Clear Lake have taken over, we have not seen them really back any manager's needs, really, you know? They ain't been doing that at all. And, you know, I think it's very naive at this point to think a new manager comes in and does better with what we have. I mean, we'll be here again having the same criticisms, saying this about them, not good enough, that, blah, 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 like we always do. And then other clubs around us will get better because they just don't do the dumb shit that we do all the time, you know? I know, man. Andre, Nini, we needed Felix to take players on and be direct, bro. I think this idea we have of Felix is just not the reality anymore now. Yeah, maybe he could have done something potentially, but I don't see how things change. We're still going to be playing very central, very negative, and forcing all this stuff. So I don't know, man. Again, another thing too, I think we're past the point where individuals make much of a difference. When it's the team game that's shit, you know. It's not individuals making the team game shit. It's the actual team game that is shit today. So I don't see what Felix does realistically. I dribble to who? Dribble where? With what? You know? There's no movement. I mean, that's the thing we're seeing. There's no movement anywhere. So if he's on the ball receiving, he's just running into channels, forcing stuff, getting dispossessed because no one's moving off anyone in this half so far. You know, you get what I'm saying? Abdul, yes, my guy. At this point, we need to play the player's strengths. The system might need to be outed to have wingbacks and overlaps. Yeah, I think so. And this is what's frustrating with Maresca, because there's been many a time where we've got results or had good halves or promising games where he hasn't forced inverted stuff all the time, right? Let's keep it real. There's been many games this season where we haven't. But I just felt like, you know, sometimes these guys struggle to know when to find the balance of when's the right time to use inverted stuff and when's the wrong time to use it. And today, you didn't have to invert no one in this game today, bro. You did not have to invert no one. Did you really think Copenhagen were going to play like Man City or Liverpool and come at us? Like, don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. They were going to come in to do that today. Don't be silly, man. Please, wasting our time with that type of thinking. Norberts. That's a very old-fashioned name. I've not heard of a Norbert for a long time. But my guy, I appreciate your message. He doesn't have obsession with the worst goalkeeper ever, unlike Maresca. Fair enough, fair enough. I don't get your point though, but I hear you. Man, like Gabe, same thing that is happening with Amarim. Football is so different from when Roman took over the club. It is. Maybe us fans have to kind of like modernize our ideas a bit. Like I was tweeting about this Amarim thing, but I was like, you know what? United fans, man, they didn't appreciate Solskjaer enough. Because here's the thing, realistically, when you have a squad that is not tailor-made for any particular way of playing, counter-attack, possession, defensive, high tempo, whatever, managers like Solskjaer make sense because they're results-based managers where it's like, you know what, we're not here to win games with a beautiful style. We're here to be effective. We're here to pick our moments. We're here to work hard. That's all we have. But then for fans of big clubs, that's not enough because you think to yourself, but this is shit. This ain't good enough. And the mistake that fans of big clubs make is that they then look towards the individuals because they're like, but I've seen Rashford do this one time. I've seen Bruno do this. I've seen this guy do that. I've seen this guy do that. Why can't you make sense to use all their talents together? But that's the thing. You can't do that because they don't all complement each other's strengths. And they then enhance each other's weaknesses. So this is where the result manager makes sense in Solskjaer. But then the thing is, they don't have a long shelf life because, again, the results they get taken for granted. And then the idea of grander ambitions comes through. And then in comes the project manager, you know, the system manager, the idea manager. But then they always end up fucking up and failing. Why? Because the squads they inherit are nowhere near close enough to what they need for the ideas to come to life. And it's just this revolving door of stupidity that you see all the time. Now, I feel like United are like the clown example, but we're like the level above United in that sense, where, listen, we have a bit more moving parts and working pieces and stuff to work with, right, compared to, you know, clubs like United. United are the example of how things can look awful when you're really fucking up. But we're an example of just the level above that, in my opinion. Where, okay, we're top 10 at least, top 8 team, but there's not enough for us to even get European football often, to really go for trophies domestically, to even mount title challenges us like a fugazi fantasy talk at this point in time. You know what I mean? And this is the issue that I see. This is the issue that I see. So for us, yeah, I'm at a point now. We've gone back to an ideas manager. Just back his ideas at this point. Back his ideas, because realistically, if you're not going to back Maresca's ideas, you're not going to back any other idea manager's ideas at all. Let's keep it real. It's not going to happen. And we've shown that with like the last 4 managers we've had at this football club. And they're not all shit managers. You know, they might be shit to us, but their reputations weren't shit when we hired them. So for me, man, I'm sorry. It's a bit deeper than this whole thing of sack a manager, bring someone in, and then you're just repeating the cycle. Like, we keep repeating the cycle, and the cycle isn't actually helping us right now. Like, I'm just past that type of talk, you guys. You know, I know not everyone sees it, but maybe it's because I've been covering the football club with more scrutiny than most people would. Because come on, I'm doing this full time. You know what I mean? So maybe I remember everything's ingrained in me a little bit more. I'm not saying that because I sound special, but just more the reality of, obviously, if you're consuming more time into it, it's just natural, right? But yeah, man, we're past the point where Reece James shot. Oh, shit. Oh. My captain does it again. My captain does it again, lads. My captain does it again. Wow, that even took me by surprise. My lord. You guys see that? I hope you guys saw that. I hope you guys saw what Reece James has done for us. I love this guy, man. Never back down. Nini, you're wrong. He was a bad appointment from the start. Let's not forget he was on the back of Lampard. Nah, bro, you're kind of just like creating some Frankenstein argument. My thing, never back down, is, have you been consistently saying this since the summer? And do you even remember the options we were looking at in the summer? Do you remember? Yeah, we know Todd Bowley had a meeting with Arne Slot, but Slot picked Liverpool. Oh shit, we lost out on him. But do you remember the other targets in the summer? It was McKenna from Ipswich. It was Amorim. Remember Amorim, who's also struggling as well. You're acting like there was some crazy selection. Yeah? I'm sorry, it's not an L take, bro. You're not thinking about your argument with enough scrutiny or detail at all. Like I said, Maresca got hired. Why? Because his inverted ideas were supposed to get the best out of Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. That's one of the ultimate reasons he got picked for the job compared to everyone else. That's it. And there wasn't like 10 other options on the market, you guys. Remember when Enrique, even when he was, when Pochettino won the job over Enrique, and all you guys were also saying Enrique's wash, the Spanish national team played shit football, blah, blah, blah. Look how this guy's cooking with Paris Saint-Germain now. They're playing some of the most exciting football. But they're a squad's quite young on our age as well. But they're looking just light years better than us. You know what I mean? Let's keep that. They moved to Liverpool. But I thought they were kind of stupid with some of their final choice decisions. And they just weren't taking their chances enough at all. Like their shots, I thought their football was great, but they were poor offensively, Paris Saint-Germain. That's why they didn't get something. Yeah, I know Alisson made some great saves, but some of these shots should have gone in my opinion. But yeah, bro, yeah, sorry, never back down now. Sorry, bro. Like, yeah, I don't agree with anything you're saying, man. But I respect your opinion, but yeah, I don't agree with nothing you're saying. Gak, yep, 2-1. Eno, how you doing, man? You are the prime example after them. Tottenham, we are levels above them too, for sure. Giles, hey, his idea is already known to every opponent he plays. He needs to be flexible with his tactics. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what annoys me with Maresca, because there's certain games where he shows that flexibility, it works for us. But it's like, you need to pick and choose when you turn towards it. But anyway, like I said in the first half, he saw how shit the first half went. There's no way he wasn't going to switch things up second half, realistically. And already, Enzo's come on, and Kunku's come on, and we're 1-0 up right now. Oh, fucking hell, we got so lucky. How often has that guy been making that running behind, catching us out time and time again? Time and time again, he's been catching us out and behind with that run. Time and time again. Time and time again. That's crazy. But like I was saying, Maresca, Tyree George up front, and Kunku on the left-hand side. Enzo Fernandez playing alongside Reece James right now. And Levi Cole replacing Badiashile, who obviously is playing his first game in how many months? Is what it is. But I now want to compare what we do in the second half to the first half, because there are going to be some differences. Enzo on the ball, heads up. Spreads that ball quickly to find Trevor Chalobah on the right-hand side. Cole Palmer plays it back. And Palmer now is playing out wide in the wing position now, it looks like. And now we're seeing more of a natural balance of Kukurea hugging the left sides. And then Kunku is more inside that channel now. Okay. And Kunku now is drifted to the left, receives, has space to carry the ball further forwards. He's still there. Oh, okay. So Dewsbury Hall is playing right wing. Palmer and Nkunku will be in those like channel spaces, a bit inside. Obviously, Kukurea on the left-hand side. I'm going to update the lineup on screen so I can you guys can visualize what we're doing right now. Let me take off Moises. Enzo. Cole Palmer comes back inside again. Okay, let me move Dewsbury Hall, Tyreek George off. It's a shame that Muweka didn't really get an opportunity to show what he could really do. I felt like the system really stifled the kid, which was a bit of a shame, to be honest. But, what can you do? And obviously, let me move Nkunku on. Okay, so that's kind of what we're doing right now then with the team. Let's see if that makes a bit of a difference. I think we're seeing like Palmer's and Dewsbury Hall's maybe is it interchanging a bit? Let's see. Palmer plays into the path of Dewsbury Hall. It's like the first time he's played a pass to the right winger in 40 minutes. Tosin back outside to Chalobah. Back to Robert Sanchez. Into the feet of Enzo. Okay, good play from Nkunku. Tyree, can he keep that up? Wins the free kick. Hasn't updated the score. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why the score hasn't been updated. It should be manually updated. So, don't know what's going on there. I think that's, yeah, that's showing now. Bit weird that. Yeah, Tyreek George is playing up front now. Because he replaced Pedro Neto in the last game, didn't he? So I was a bit confused why maybe he wasn't considered there. But, you know, here's what it is. Reece, good physicality, Reece. Taking the shot early. Nah, not good enough. So lucky it wasn't 1-1. Tosin smacks up the fields and wins a free kick. Clayson. But yeah, Clayson, this guy is making some very smart runs into spaces and gaps. Honestly, I hate being sick. I hate being ill. Ugh. Like, I'd rather be in like physical pain compared to being ill. I don't know why. Fuck me, man. What you guys saying in the chat right now? But this Reece James goal, first time, super effort, man. I think that was poor keeping, like poor goalkeeping, but Reece James taking responsibility, hits it early. Like he's just part of that like classic breed of Chelsea player. Like Reece James would have been good enough playing alongside your Lampards and Terrys and Co's, you know. He was like part of their ilk, really, realistically. But he can like take responsibility. He has a football brain. I think no other guy in the team would have taken the shot Reece James did to get the first goal. Maybe that's a bit of a sad thing. You guys tell me. But he's the only guy in this entire squad, maybe outside of Cole Palmer, who's attempting something like that. And it's, you know, it's not enough. I don't even think Enzo Fernandez would have had it in him to attempt something like that then. Okay, come on, boys. Please let me suffer like the first half, man. Please. Ugh. See, like, we got guys that can pin a pass in behind, but we got no one there that's running onto things. That's yours, Toast, and nothing stupid. Reece James mopping things up as always. I mean, you could probably say he's been one of the best players. Not the best Reece James performance. He's not been asked to do much, to be honest. But, you know, in the context of this game, probably the strongest one, right? Oh, cuts inside too easy. He got sold in Enzo too easy. But he was offside then. You know, Copenhagen is a decent team. Then yeah, they are on the seal. They are a decent team. But it feels like we're, I don't know, respecting or frustrating them or a bit of both. But it has felt like maybe we didn't have to approach it in the manner we did. But I mean, listen, sometimes maybe I'm just being too much of a stupid fan right now. I'll keep my hands up, you know. I'm being a stupid fan. I'm only thinking about my personal entertainment and my satisfaction. Over the course of a season, if we get to the Conference League final, we're not going to care about how this game went realistically, are we? Anyway, that was good play. That was good play. Very unlucky, Kukurea. Very unlucky. Very unlucky then. And he was offside, okay. But like I'm saying, we get to that Conference League final. We bag this competition. We're not caring about the first half or the first leg against Copenhagen, you know. And throughout a season, sometimes you do play these shit games, right? You do play these boring games where you're grinding out the result. You're just focusing more on the result compared to anything else. And if the safest way to win is to play boring, keep possession of the ball, and kind of nullify Copenhagen that way, is that also like allowed? Is that also something we should consider? Maybe, but at the same time, you know, I'm not a football manager. I'm a fan. You know, I respect that side of the game. I respect the tactical side, all that stuff. But end of the day, I'm a fan. You know, maybe it's hard for me to look past wanting to be entertained. I'll keep it real. Like, you guys know, like, I've maybe been a bit of a purist in that sense. Like, I remember, like, when we beat Spurs, was it 2-1 under Antonio Conte, Marcos Alonso with the last minute winner. I think the first time I ever, like, got real heat on my channel came with my reaction to our winning that game. Because I was like, yeah, we won. But I was like, I hated the manner in which we won that game, where we play like the second class team to Tottenham. And in my head, when I watched that game, I was like, I've only ever seen us dominate the Spurs team my whole life. When did it get to a point where we're playing counter-attack to beat Tottenham, you know? Like, we have better players than them. When did it get to this degree that this is how we're going to get our 3 points against Spurs now when they were playing in Wembley? So, listen, I'm not saying that I'm like the, you know, like the perfect guy. You know, I like to win the right way. I'll keep it real. A part of me does like that. So, you know. Anyway, Palmer. It's a shame just no one's been in sync on that right flank at all. Kukurea busting the gut on the left side. Superb switch ball from Reece James to find him. Never ending quality from Reece James. Enzo Fernandez. Oh, that's a nice little idea. That's a decent idea from Enzo. Adding a bit more creativity with these balls over the top. We're seeing more of that compared to what we saw in the first half. But I mean, realistically though, having a left flank of Kukurea and Nkunku is 10 times better than Dewsbury Hall and Malo Gusto, right? Long ball now. That's yours, Tosin, all day. Nice header to find Kukurea. Kukurea switching it now to Trevor Chalobah. Back to Cole Palmer. He's been very ineffectual in this game so far. Hopefully he comes to life against Leicester on Sunday. But it's not been the best pump performance. Listen, he doesn't have to play 10 out of 10 week in, week out every game. I mean, he's played a lot of football for us since he signed for us. Let's keep it real. But yeah, it's not been his best game. We have to get the second goal now, because I think Copenhagen have shown that if we're slipping just for a little bit, they can get something. I mean, they hit the post. They could have equalised. So we still have to get the second goal in this game. I feel like, with the state of this team right now, I don't want to be taking any game back to Stamford Bridge to progress. Like, get the win now. Maybe we can rotate a bit more at the Bridge, playing boring again and doing things that way. But look, poor play, but that's good work rate then from Cole Palmer. Good work rate, Palmer. Very good work rate. I thought Torsten, man, you're leaving your defensive line for what? Getting sold dreams. What was he doing then? No intensity to even close the ball down. So it was good that Palmer was alert then. So that's probably the best thing Palmer's done in this game so far. Last little dummy from Enzo. Everyone's just like showing no physicality right now. Panic clearance from Torsten. Our passes are so predictable that you can publish a book on that. Yeah. Like, we've seen the script before it was even given in our hands, you know? Like, it doesn't have, like, I don't know, like, it's not always like this, where it's like week in, week out, I'm just getting pissed off and frustrated. You know, it's not always like this, but when it is like this, my Lord, it can be a bit painful. Reece and Nkunku, come on Nkunku, man. You need to make sure you bag top scorer in the Conference League this season. Back inside to Enzo, who's had a bit of influence in the middle alongside Reece, actually. Palmer. Inside again. Oh, okay. And that's the second best thing Palmer's done in this game. For a second then, I thought that was hitting top bins, you guys. I thought that was hitting top bins. Nice strike, good technique. Good pace behind the shot too. Did the keeper touch that? Was that not a corner? Fair enough. Nini, do you think Palmer dislikes players around him? Absolutely not. Don't listen to the media, man. Don't. He doesn't dislike anyone at all. Don't fall for that media talk, bro. I hate when they say dumb shit like that. I think it's so disrespectful. But again, it shows us that they're not watching us all the time, you know? It's like a lazy thing to say. But I think, listen, what people don't communicate what they see properly is how I see it. And what I would say to that is, you know, sometimes Palmer, he wants to slip a pass in behind. Like, come on, bro. Like, we as Chelsea fans, we saw him slip passes to Gusto and Madueke in 2024 and even parts... No, throughout 2024, we saw that happening. Sometimes he wants to have the option, not just always receiving inside. Sometimes it's like, okay, I can unlock teams out wide too. Okay, Tyreek, back inside. Enzo. Yes, that's it. Very good play, Tyreek, man. Very good, quick play. Enzo Fernandez has been a big difference maker since he's come on in the second half. That's what I want to see. And for all you guys say Maresca out, sack Maresca, one of the reasons why Enzo's looking so good this season is because Maresca inverts the fullbacks. So like I'm saying, man, there's a bit of like, to take a little, you have to give a little. It's the never-ending balance you need to find. I'm not excusing it. I know sometimes when I talk, people don't get how I talk sometimes. But anyway, that was good play from Nkunku, sharp play from Tyreek, and a nice... Now it's actually a really good finish from Enzo Fernandez then to hit the top bins. Like, to generate that amount of power in the manner he did. You know, first time away from the keeper. That was a nice finish from Enzo. Very nice finish from Enzo. And now 2 goals up, second half. Can we make it 3? Can we make it 4? Let's see what happens now. But at least, listen, it's been a boring game, but the second half has been better than the first half. Let's keep it real. But that's it, man. Reece James and Enzo Fernandez are midfields getting the goals for us today. But it's like, again, Nkunku, it's the little small details like that. It's not always a sexy pass, but it's playing the right pass at the right time. Having the awareness to find Tyreek. And obviously credit to Tyreek George for knowing that the shot wasn't on, but already seeing the picture and knowing where his teammate was. That was... Again, it's simple stuff, but this is how you have to score goals sometimes. Just keep it simple, keep it basic. There is like a beauty in simplicity. And, you know, it's playing this like 4D football, pass, eye the needle shit. That's not going to get you anything, realistically. But the simple stuff to a high level, that's going to get you somewhere. Okay, Reece. Back to Palmer. Okay. You know, yes, Enzo seems to be on the rise for sure this season. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that you have the inverted guy in behind. You know, just that allows him to get forward a bit more. I mean, listen, even last season, I felt for Enzo because he had the injury. I think we kind of downplayed the significance of playing with injury, what it does. Especially when he got criticised for not moving properly. I mean, it's like, duh, this is why he couldn't. Anyway, super. Come on, you guys. Let's give Cole credit for that pass, no? That was a sick pass from Levi. 1-2. Oh, that was nearly the move, man. That was nearly the move then. That was nearly the move. Oh, I love when I see Enzo, you know, like in those particular pockets where he's like facilitating the next move, you know? He's just here where you want him to be. He was just offside anyway. That was unlucky, but I just love seeing Enzo there. We've seen a lot more of Enzo in these positions throughout this season. And he does influence games when he's playing for us. It's either a pre-assist or an assist or a goal. So Maresca, listen, I'm not saying this because I love the guy. I'm just saying it from just matter of fact. Matter of fact is Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez have looked very good this season, right? Yeah, you guys, sorry the score's not updating. It should be doing that automatically with the software I'm using. So I've had to manually change things again. I don't know why I have to do that. Okay. Can we make it 3 at least? Hopefully we can. Okay, Enzo closes that down and forces the mistake. Come on, boys, let's make it 3, man. Sancho is coming on. He's replacing Dewsbury Hall. Is that Cole Palmer? Maybe Cole Palmer comes off so he can rest. Yeah, Palmer's off now. Hopefully he's going to be annoyed and he's going to come back on Sunday ready to make up for this game, basically. But Sancho probably on the right sides, I'd imagine so, right? I mean, sometimes it looks like Sancho looks a bit stronger on the right compared to the left at times, right? Okay, so maybe a bit more of a natural balance then. Dewsbury Hall back in midfield, Sancho on the right hand sides. Let's see what happens there. Cuckoo. Sancho intercepts that well. Play it back to the keeper. Hit it first time, Sanchez. He does that. And whatever dangerous situation isn't dangerous anymore. Do we get the second ball? No, we don't. So we're allowing Copenhagen to have more possession now. I guess the plan is to try and pick them off now in the counter-attack. We have a bit more pace now wide compared to what we've had in most of this game now, right? Obviously with Sancho coming on the right. I'd imagine he'll get on the ball quite a lot now compared to like what George did on the right in the first half and what Dewsbury Hall's done start of the second half. Wait, Levi plays it back to Robert. Back to Reece James, put him under a bit of pressure then, but I guess it was the right decision because Cole has tons of space down the left side. Enzo. Fernandez spreads that wide again, and Kunku. Okay. That's yours, Dewsbury. Anyway, that's it. Well won by Reece. I feel Reece looks so natural midfield, right? I really liked his game versus Villa as well. I think Dewsbury Hall still looks a little bit lost. Like, there's not been one game from him this season where it's like, yo, I remember him having a great performance, or him really asserting himself, him really like showcasing what his game's about. He's not been injured at all too, so it's been a bit poor from him, to be honest. I know it's been a bit difficult at times, but still, just feels like he's a bit lost. Come on. Finally gets booked. Yeah, Jalaba's pissed. I just hate those like lazy challenges from behind, man. Hate when players do that. Who's this guy coming on for Copenhagen again? Is that Folks or something? I only recognise him from FIFA, you guys. I'm not watching the Danish league. Jalaba. Over the top to Tyree George, who comes deep. I was hoping that combo play came through them for both of them. But I guess, and maybe like another disappointing thing in this game is that the striker, whoever's played up front, has had no influence in anything in this game. They've not really been involved in any passages. Nothing's been created for them. They felt like passengers by design in the system. Yeah, I mean, I say this because I was really just disappointed that Muwaka didn't really get any real opportunity to show any of his talent. Like, how can you? Like, when you're playing this type of way, how can you showcase your ability, really, you know? Even Tyree George, I see that he's got more willingness to like drop a bit deeper. Yeah, he was involved with the assist for Enzo Fernandez, but nothing really strong that leads towards like shots on goal or playing on the shoulder or, you know, anything like that, really. Alright, you know what? You know, I just remembered. Don't Copenhagen have that guy, Rooney Badji? Like, is he injured? He must be injured if he's not playing today. I mean, I have no idea, to keep things real. But Rooney Badji, I swear he plays for Copenhagen. Copenhagen. I need to like Google quickly to see where he is. Is he like is he injured right now or something? I think he's still with them. He hasn't been sold. Yeah, he's still playing this season. Now, where is this guy? Oh, come on, man. You're telling me we can't even keep a clean sheet against these guys? Come on. This is why I was saying 2 goals is going to be important for a team like us. Yeah, 1-0 is not enough for someone like us, man. We don't have the capacity to win a tight game. From a set piece, that's poor, unmarked completely. Like what a shit goal to concede. Like no one's like doing their due diligence. No one's picking up their men. How are you getting overloaded to the far side as well? That's poor. That is so poor. And we deservedly have a mistake punished. I mean, listen, they've had some threat, Copenhagen. I guess they deserve to get a goal. Hopefully we can bag the 3rd goal, which is looking very unlikely. But it means that there's going to be another tight game at the bridge then, like next week. Yeah, he's injured. Okay, thanks, man. I think he had like a knee injury, right? It must be a very serious one then. Maybe I've remembered wrong. But that was the last I heard of him. But yeah, I mean, clearly he's not playing now, so yeah, it must be serious. Come on, Torsten, don't be like fooling me like that. I thought he was about to take a shot then. And Kunku back to Kukurea. But again, man, being a team that wins, I keep saying the margins are so fine, and you see that in the key details where it's like, come on, you won't even get a chance against like a big team who's like constantly winning, because they keep their concentration levels up that high right to the end. Like every time we have little drop-offs in games, like we tend to get punished for them. Oh no, Tyreek. Okay. 5 shots first, 5 shots. Been pretty even in that sense. Reece James tries to just like hoof it over the top to find Tyreek. The intensity's really dropped a bit now. We're not really pressing or doing anything, just blocking out passing lanes. Sancho's applying a bit of pressure, play back to their goalkeeper, and he's forced to hit it long now. Do we get that? Is that ours? Yes, Levi. Ooh, brave header from Reece James. Brave header from Reece. Brave diving header from Reece James. Ooh. What are you guys saying? Terry Dewsbury Hall again lost. Yeah, you're right, Terry. He just looks so lost. It's like he's got no purpose, got no place. He just doesn't assert himself in any manner. I mean, I knew that he wasn't good enough for our level, but I was just surprised by just how poor he'd be, to be fair with you. Especially at this stage of the season too, that he hasn't found any lease of life to do anything for us. Wasting time, not injured, being rested for the league. Okay. It came out a few days ago. Okay, cool. So he's being rested for the league. Maybe he plays against our second leg. Anyway, Copenhagen with another attack. Oh, yes, Sanchez. Even you can't mess that up. Maybe I had to look at Sanchez a bit differently now. We're not looking at the same Robert anymore. We're looking at like the One Punch Man version of Sanchez now. So what do we do now? Do we just waste time and keep it 2-1? I mean, Robert, that's a shit goal kick, man. That's such a bad goal kick. Oh, Jalaba getting some real damage right now. But what do we do now, Jap? What do you think we do? Do we just waste time and keep at this result? Or do we try and push to get the third goal to keep a separation with the goal difference? Like, what do we do? I mean, I'd like to think we're good enough to just keep it at 2-1, right? Yes, Johnson, we just got to stay composed now, see the game out. Once we get one more chance, we have to take it. Okay, cool. So I think I agree with you. But we don't have to force anything. But I asked that because it's like, does that mean if we're going to look to play smart, do we drop the lines a little deeper, or, you know, do we like not press as high? Who got booked? Okay, another set piece of defending in a very like similar fashion to the first score that Copenhagen scored. Hopefully we're more pattern this time. At least I see Dewsbury Hall on the far post. Or, I mean, not the far post, but the far side. Yellow card for what? What's going on? I'm confused. Oh, come off it, ref, man. Come on. What happened here? I think I missed that again, and they showed the replay. Like, what do you guys know what happened for the yellow card to get dished out then? Okay, Ina, you're saying go for 3-1. Keep it at 2-1, go for 3-1. Reese, try and get the third. Don't need a heavy game. Exactly. That's what I see that, you know. Arsenal on the 14th or 15th. That's when we're going to know if the season's got some hope, right? If we get a result against them. I mean, unless Copenhagen made like a big mistake, I just can't see us getting the third goal realistically at this. Not in the manner in which we're playing right now. Like, look at how we're pressing. We're not really looking to press too high. It's more like a mid-block. More looking to just like frustrate Copenhagen compared to really trying to get this third goal realistically. Okay, Sancho, get tight fast. Hopefully guys are just following runners right now, picking up their men. Play back inside. Come on, Tyreek. Put on the burners. No real strong option yet. But now Copenhagen are playing, again, those little balls just like taking out on midfield. They've played them a few times, actually. The guy takes it back inside. Back heel pass, back inside again. Ball over the top, far post. And Kukurea was forced to have to engage with that then. So they were posing some questions. And, you know, you'd think maybe if Kukurea had a bit more, not awareness, maybe he leaves that. But he was forced to have to deal with that situation then. Another set piece now. Flipping hell. Yeah. It seems like more beef's happening inside the books. Come on, boys. If this is a 2-2 game, this is going to be... Yeah, I can't even be saying shit like that. This is the thing, though. Like, in the Premier League, this is the type of, like, contact you see all the time. This referee's on a mad one right now. Like, in the Premier League, like, we don't realise how much shit you're allowed to get away with compared to... you know, seeing what European referees do, man. Because this is like standard stuff you see in the Prem that leads to nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I've seen 3 yellow cards dished out in the space of like, what, 5 minutes? Gonna be extra time now. How much extra time do we have? It's not saying on the screen, for God's sake. Good interception. Good play. 4 minutes extra time. Yes, win the free kick, waste time. Let's go. Let's go. Reese, thank you for the super chat, bro. Thanks for streaming when you could have pulled a sickie. I appreciate that, man. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I nearly did consider pulling a sickie. That's why I started the stream so late. But, you know, I dosed myself up on some good drugs. Hydrated, coconut water, my ginger tea and lemon. So, yeah, man. I just felt like, yeah, I had to do it today. But I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much. Okay, 3 minutes left. Come on, more time being raised. Jalaba's just getting smashed like in this end of the second half. Yeah, they're losing their heads now. This is what we have to do now. We have to get in their heads. Any bit of contact, we have to fall for it. That's it, Jalaba. And just waste time now. That's it, Tyreek. That's it. Come on, force the contacts. Okay. That's it, Jalaba. Out of play. At this rate, I'm pretty confident it's going to stick 2-1. At least put the result first leg. This means that Copenhagen, I guess the bonus is they're forced to have to attack us at Stamford Bridge, which means that we have a more open game, which hopefully is going to work in our favour a bit more. Come on, boys. Let's make sure they're not messing up right now with stupid mistakes. That's it. Dewsbury, like his presence was enough to like get something then. Good play. Enzo spreads it straight to Kukurea. Dewsbury goes back into space. But again, it's just like, okay. See what I mean with how he received the ball then? It's like he wasn't in the right. He moved into the right space, but it's just like he's been doing this the entire game. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like he's looks off balance the entire time in this game today. And in an easy situation where he's like unmarked in space, he should be easily receiving that and playing a simple pass for Nkunku. Because he didn't do that, now Copenhagen are in our half and they have a throw-in now. Like, all these stupid details, they add up. Like, I've not been impressed by this guy, I have to say. Even at this level, nah. I've not been impressed by this guy at all. And it brings up those questions like, why did Maresca not give Carney opportunities over Dewsbury, for God's sake? I'll never understand how Carney was ignored. Anyway, Sanchez, that's your bread and butter. That's the only thing I like about you. And that's it. I think that's the result now bagged, my guys. 2-1. That's it, referee. All right then, boys. You know, secure the result today. Saw one of the worst first halves of football we've seen in a very long time. Second half, we stepped up. The right decisions were made to bring the game back in our favour. It's a shame that we don't get a clean sheet. Realistically, I think it was just that one little bit of sloppy play that we probably deserved to concede because, you know, it wasn't our most like concise performance today. But having a 2-1 lead, we're taking back, you know, one goal and the game's over at the bridge. And the small bonuses, Copenhagen have to attack us and they have to leave some space in behind. So hopefully more guys return back, and hopefully with the confidence that we get from a win against Leicester on the weekend, that gives us confidence to wrap up the game against Copenhagen second leg next week. And that's pretty much that, my guys. But thank you, Ina. Once I get my match review out, I'm going to make some soup and I'm going to go to bed early and hope that I'm feeling a lot better for tomorrow. But anyway, thank you, Enzo Fernandez, you beautiful guy. Thank you, Reece James, my captain. And thank you guys for tuning in with me on an impromptu basis, sharing your thoughts, listening to my sick voice for the last 2 hours. I appreciate that. And hopefully you guys stick around for the reviews. So thanks a lot, you guys. See you all soon. Cool.